hey, didn't see you there. It's officially fall. We're in fall. And you know what that means? A cozy fall reading vlog. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. Happy to have you back. I'm wearing my comfy crochet fall cardigan. I've been in a reading slump. I blame grad school, but we can only blame grad school for so long until we eventually have to start taking matters into our own hands. So I did what most YouTubers or readers, I was gonna say book talkers, but I mean like readers in general, do when you realize you have a lot of physical books on your bookshelves that you haven't read. And that is create a TBR jar. Yes! I've never done this before. I just made it before turning this on, so it's new. I only included things on my physical TBR, so everything that's on my shelf right now that I haven't read, because honestly they're mixed in with ones I have read, so as I look through them I can't remember what I've read and what I haven't when I go to pick a book, so I feel like a lot of them are being neglected. I created a physical TBR jar. We don't have a lot, but there's a good chunk of books in here, and even like as I was writing them, going through my shelves, there were some that I was writing and was like, I hope I don't pick this one. So the rules for this reading vlog are gonna be, if I pick one, I have to attempt to read it. If I get a couple chapters in and I don't like it, I either decide to DNF and try again later, or DNF and donate to my little free library that I run for my neighborhood. We're also going to be decluttering, we're going to be reading, hopefully getting out of this reading slump, and it'll be a cozy fall week of reading. So let's do it. And I'll be decluttering, which is nice because I want to try and get rid of all the books I don't love by Christmas, and if I put them in the little free library, someone can love them a little more. So let's start by picking our first book. We have a lot of different genres in here. We have nonfic, we have contemporary, we have romance, we have dark romance, we have fantasy romance, smutty, non-smutty, like it could be anything. I think I also put Priory of the Orange Tree in here, which is like super long, so I hope I'm not picking that one. Also, I only get 3 skips in this video. I'm making that a rule. So if I pull one and I already know I'm not going to want to read it right now, I can put it back in. But I only get 3 of those for the video. So, okay, let's see what I picked. The Heartbreak Hotel, and it's a physical book. Oh, it is a physical, duh, all of these are physical. I don't know why I wrote physical on all of these. It's my physical TBR. Anyway, The Heartbreak Hotel, which is actually a book of the month book from the sponsorship I did a couple videos ago. I haven't read it, so let's grab it. Also, I haven't watched like a reading from my TBR jar video in a long time, so I'm gonna show proof in case that's part of the process. Heartbreak Hotel. Proof that I hold this, okay? It'll probably also be my bookmark. But Heartbreak Hotel, this is the book of the month print. It's hardcover. Just off the bat, it looks very fall. So something in the universe knew that I was going to be doing this for a fall, cozy fall reading vlog. Right off the bat, it looks very fall. Very fall. What is it about? Let's see. What's the blurb? A bed and breakfast for the brokenhearted might hold the key to another chance at love in this achingly hopeful debut romance. Ooh, Louisa Walsh emerged from a tumultuous childhood with a degree in counseling. I'm laughing because that's what I'm getting my master's in right now. Okay. A wealthy boyfriend and her sunny outlook on life mostly intact, but that optimism is tested when she's dumped and left unable to afford rent on their gorgeous house in the mountains of Colorado. Even with her life in disarray, Lou knows losing the one stable place that she's ever called home is not an option. Her plan? Ask her reclusive landlord, Henry Rhodes, to let her stay for free in exchange for renting out the house's many rooms as a bed and breakfast. She is shocked when he agrees to her terms, and even more surprised to discover Henry is a handsome 30-something veterinarian with silver at his temples and sadness in his eyes. Oh, okay. Okay. One who does not take it well when Lou starts marketing her B&B as a retreat for the recently heartbroken. Oh, I'm smelling millennial cringe in here. But as the Comeback Inn, oh my god, she named the B&B Comeback Inn, opens its doors to its weary, hopeful guests, Lou and Henry find themselves dancing around both their undeniable connection and the closely held secrets that threaten to topple this fragile new start. Okay, this is either going to be really good or really bad, but we're going to find out. It's roughly 340 pages. Oh my god, she's beautiful. I'm reading the little author blurb. She writes stories about love, identity, and belonging for both teens and adults. She grew up in Ohio and studied creative writing at the Johns Hopkins University before moving west to Colorado, where she lives in a little green house under a giant aspen tree with her rocket scientist husband and 2 perfect bulldogs. Bulldogs? Bulldogs! How am I going to do a reading vlog if I can't read? Oh, hell yeah. The print on this thing is huge. Love me some big print. Alright, let's jump into it. We are 100 pages in to Heartbreak Hotel, and I'm enjoying it, okay? I do like it. It's cozy, it's lighthearted, it's not that deep. There are a couple like deep themes that are coming up, like mental illness and things like that, but the author's not going into it, so it's really not deep. Like, it's still very lighthearted and fluffy. 100 pages in. Very slow burn if you like romance to happen quickly. We're 100 pages in and like it hasn't happened. It is like a landlord romance. So her ex cheats on her, they break up. He's super famous in a band, super rich, and he says like, oh, you can stay in the house we're renting, I'll leave, because he cheated on her. But she can't afford the house because it's like a multi-million-dollar home. So she pitches this idea to the landlord to make it a B&B, basically. And guess what? The landlord is a love interest. So it's a landlord romance. And that's fine. I've liked it so far. The chapter I just read right before I hit 100 pages is like one of those chapters where the female lead gets drunk and then like is like sloppy around the romantic interest, which I personally don't like that trope. But I think I just have my own issues with drunk adults that I don't find it fun to read about. But so that was interesting. If you like those scenes, then that's for you, but not for me. And the only other thing that I can't get past is the fact that she is advertising herself as a therapist, a licensed therapist, when she's not. She hasn't applied for licensure or taken the exam. So yes, she finished graduate school, but she hasn't completed the process of turning in her application and taking the national counseling exam and passing it. She failed it. So she's not a licensed therapist, but she is like branding and advertising this B&B as like a getaway for heartbroken people and come here to heal, and I'm a therapist. And it's like, she's not. That's illegal, by the way. If you're curious, that's very illegal. So I can't get by that, and I don't know if it was just lack of research on the author's part or if it's gonna come in later, because there's like a little moment where they're talking about advertising and she's like telling her friend like, that's not true, we can't put that there. And then her friend's like, can we though? And she's like, oh, I guess we can. So it's very illegal. You're not supposed to false advertise yourself as a clinician like that. But I don't know if it's just my brain can't let it go. But every time she talks about it, I'm like, you're not a therapist. Like, you're not. But I'm like, this is so illegal. You should not be advertising therapy services. Like, they were literally talking about offering group therapy to the guests, and it's like, you are not a licensed clinician. There's a lot of rules that go into this. Like, if you're not a licensed clinician, you have to be working under a supervisor. She's not. I'm not even convinced that she is an associate, like she's filed for that stuff, because it's all very vague. So I don't know if it's just lacking in like research for the author or something, but it's ticking me off a little. Other than that though, if you don't focus on that, if you don't care about that, it's a fluffy, cozy, like fall romance so far. So I'm not feeling the fall vibes, if I'm being honest, but it is like just like a lighthearted romance. Honestly, it kind of feels like a little airport read. It's easy, it's simple. I think my mom would like this actually, but I'm gonna finish it before I recommend it to her. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. Like I said, I was gonna give it a couple chapters and see if I'm gonna DNF, but I'm not DNFing. I'm planning to commit to the rest of this book. Cause what, it's like 340 pages? Yeah, and we're already 100 in. So I'm done for the night, but I will pick it back up tomorrow. Oh, look how cute she is. You're so cute, Alice. Guys, look how cute she is. Oh my gosh. You're so... My hands smell like butter. I just had dinner. But she's so cute. I just had to show you. Oh! You guys. Oh. She doesn't like attention. So we're another 100 pages in. We have about 100 pages left, and I just want to do another little check-in. Since there's like 300 pages, I'm doing like check-ins every 100. So the author did something that I hate in books. It's one of my icks, so that kind of sucks, and I'm gonna spoil it. So here's your spoiler alert. If you're watching a reading vlog, there's gonna be spoilers, so I don't know, skip the book, skip down here or something if you don't want to hear it. But I was gonna come on here and say, oh, like, it's so cozy, and it's very like cozy and romancy and slow and soft and not fast and like just lighthearted. And even though it's talking about breakups and losing relationships and like the grief of losing a relationship, it doesn't go too deep into it, so it doesn't depress you. It's just kind of like lighthearted, soft, I guess. And then the world was like, oh, you think this book's soft? And then the landlord, Henry, confesses that his like 3-year-old daughter died of a heart condition in that house, which is why he doesn't like being in it. And she thought it was her, and it's not her, it's the house. But it was just like a moment of like, oh, this is like a fun, lighthearted, little cozy fall romance. And then it was like, oh my god, why am I crying? And then here's the part where I was annoyed because I hate that the author did this. Like, love you, girl. Congratulations for your debut romance. What I'm not understanding is, why is this man confessing, disclosing, confiding in her about his dead daughter, and then immediately we turn the page and it's like, I loved you since the moment I laid my eyes on you. Let's start making out and almost continue into doing the full thing. I felt crazy. Like I like flipped back and I was like, I'm sorry, were we not just choking back tears because we're in our dead daughter's bedroom talking about how our daughter died, and now we're making out, and now we're like rubbing bits on each other? What is going on? What is going on? I don't like that. I hate that. I much rather them have like a sweet moment and then we sleep and then we start the day. I don't understand why they didn't do anything. Like, they didn't go all the way, but they like went further than I would have gone. This is just so weird. Like, what about crying about your dead daughter says let's make out? I don't know. I don't get that. I'm just thrown. Maybe I just don't understand. But maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. If you've read this book, let me know if that freaked you out too. But we have a little bit over 100 pages left. I finished it! The first book in our fall reading vlog. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Honestly, I liked it in the end. It was cozy, it was cute, it wasn't like too smutty. I'm not a fan. I don't know. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I just like too much smut, but this was perfect, okay? Perfect romance, fall, cozy. We go through Halloween, Thanksgiving. Like, it's just it was exactly what I needed to read for fall. So I'm so happy that this is what we ended up pulling, but I liked it. It's not a 5-star read. I don't know if I'll read it again, but I am definitely going to keep it on my shelf. I'm not ready to get rid of it because I might read it again. So I'm going to hold on to it for now, and it will not be making its way to the little free library. Okay, now it's time to pick our next read from the TBR bowl. I was gonna say jar, but it's a bowl. It's actually like a yarn bowl, but let's pick our next one. I'm nervous that I'm gonna pull like a really thick one. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but remember, we get 3 skips and we haven't used any of them. Let's see what it is. Oh my god, this one's gonna be depressing. It's On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. Also, I forgot to turn off my Cozy Cabin Rain ambiance video for that clip, so if you heard it in the background, I apologize. Let's read this one. I bought it, I want to say like over a year ago, and I never even picked it up, so let's see how I like it and if we're gonna DNF or finish it. Okay, looking at this, I remember grabbing it at Barnes & Noble's because it was like in the bestsellers like section. The blurb says, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read. Written when the speaker, Little Dog, is in his late 20s. The letter unearths a family's history that began before he was born, a history whose epicenter is rooted in Vietnam. At once a witness to the fraught yet undeniable love between a single mother and her son, it is also a brutally honest exploration of race, class, masculinity in our current American moment. Immersed as we are in addiction, violence, and trauma, the question of how to survive and how to make it a kind of joy powers the most important debut novel of many years. Interesting. Heavy themes, heavy themes. It's roughly 240 pages, so let's get into it. A full U-turn from the vibe of the last book. So alright y'all, I just spent a couple hours studying and I forgot to check in with you on the fact that I finished this book. It was a quick read. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a bad book. I just don't think I'm the target audience for it, and let me explain myself. So I'm not a huge poetry fan, and I'm not a huge fragmented lyrical kind of prose person. I like a pretty straightforward story and plot, even if like the narrator isn't necessarily reliable, but the story's clear and I don't have to kind of piece it together. I don't know, it just felt too artsy for me. I actually found a review on Goodreads that kind of like perfectly encapsulates exactly what I'm trying to say. The stream of consciousness makes me itchy and confused. I thrive on plots and my capacity for poetry is finite. There was a sharp, biting, anxious love story here that entranced me, which is true, I also agree with that, but it was blurred in so many layers of ramblings and literary gibberish in phrases that seemed super deep and meaningful until you read them again, and they're actually nonsense. I actually fully agree with that. There were several phrases in here where I was like, oh wow, and then I read it again and I was like, wait a minute. It just, I don't know how to explain it. I know that a lot of people are gonna love this, or already have loved it. It's been out for a while. I picked it up because it was a bestseller and it was like right in front of me and it looked good and it looked like something I would enjoy. But what I should have done is read like the first couple pages before I bought it, because it would have showed me right there that I'm just not a fan of the writing style. So I'm not a fan of the writing style, the fragmentedness, the very like poetry-esque style. Not a fan, but we did finish it. It was a quick read. But yeah, if that is more your vibe, if like lyrical and kind of fragmented storytelling is your vibe, then you might actually enjoy this one. Now, time to get the TBR jar. Not gonna lie, this one threw me into a little bit of a slump. So let's hope for a good one next. Not that that wasn't good. It was good, it just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't think it was bad. I've read bad books. That didn't give me like bad book energy. It was more, that's such a stupid way of saying it, but it's like I've read crappy books before. That wasn't a crappy book. I don't like that style of writing, you know? All right, we have the jar. Time to pick our next read. I'm hoping for romance. I'm in a romance mood, you guys. I've been having so many like romantic dreams and like I need a romance book. Okay, let's see. Mind you, we haven't used our skips yet, I think. If we haven't, I'm lying, then I'm sorry, but I don't think we have. Funny Story by Emily Henry. Okay, I don't know what this one's about. I bought it, but I don't remember what it's about, so let me grab it. This is one of 5 Emily Henry books that I own. I've read the other 4 that I have. So I think this is the last one on my list of ones to read. Or have I already read this? Okay, I have not read this. Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is a romance. Let's see. Daphne always loved the way her fiance Peter told their story, how they met, fell in love, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it, right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend, Petra. Which is how Daphne begins her new story, stranded in beautiful Waning Bay, Michigan, without friends or family, but with the dream job as a children's librarian that barely pays the bills, and proposing to be roommates with the only person who would possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex, Miles. Okay, so it's like your roommate's ex and your ex got together because they were childhood best friends, and now you're with your, that makes sense. Scruffy and chaotic with a penchant for taking solace in the sounds of heartbreak love ballads, Miles is exactly the opposite of practical, buttoned up Daphne, whose co-workers know so little about her They have a running bet that she's either FBI or in witness protection. The roommates mainly avoid one another. Oh my god, I forget how to read. The roommates mainly avoid one another until one day, while drowning her sorrows, they form a tenuous friendship and a plan. If said plan also involves posting deliberately misleading photos of their summer adventures together, well, who could blame them? But it's all just for show, of course, because there's no way Daphne would actually start for her new chapter by falling in love with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex. Right? Oh my god. Confusing, but funny. So it's a roommate love story, and it looks like there's a little bit of fake dating in it because they're posting like fake summer adventures they went on together to make their exes jealous. I think I'm actually gonna enjoy this. Hopefully it's not too summery. It's in Michigan, so hopefully it's not too summery. I don't know, they look like they're drinking like lemonade. They don't look, it's fine. I need to read it anyway. This is like the 5th, yeah. I've read all the other Emily Henrys on my shelf, so I think I'm gonna like it. I haven't found an Emily Henry book that I didn't like, so let's dive into it. I'm surprised we haven't used any of the skips yet. Okay, it's been a while since I've done an update on this video because I didn't start reading this immediately like I thought I was going to, but I started it today. I'm about 50 pages in and I'm loving it. I'm loving it, okay? We're about 50 pages in. Spoiler alert, if you don't want a spoiler for this, then skip this one. But basically, her fiance left her to get with his childhood best friend, which then he said, hey, also I'm moving, so like, or sorry, hey, I'm gonna stay in our place, so you need to find a place to live. So she moves in with the man that, okay, so her fiance leaves her for his childhood best friend. His childhood best friend, the woman, was in a relationship with someone and she left him as well. So she moves in with that guy. They're both heartbroken, they're both like grieving, they're both going through heartbreak together as roommates, and they're complete opposites. It's so cute and I just like, I don't know, I love it so far. I love her character, I kind of like his character. He's just really chill, and they get an invitation to the wedding. Like, both of their exes get married or getting married, and they get an invitation. Both of them get invitations, and they're both drunk, sad, and they're like, let's RSVP to the wedding. Like, even if we don't go, it'll freak them out to think that we're gonna go. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So they RSVP, and then the next morning her ex calls and is like, hey, like, I got your RSVP, just so you know, you don't actually have to come, like, don't feel obligated. And she's like, no, like, I'm coming, you know. And he's like, well, you know, I wouldn't want you to have to come alone and be lonely, and basically like lonely and pathetic. And she gets so mad, she lies and says she's bringing a date. And he's like, okay, but you didn't RSVP with a +1. And she's like, yeah, well, I didn't need a +1 because he got an invitation. And her ex is like, wait a minute, you're dating Miles, which is his now fiance's ex. And he's like, no way. And she's like, yep, we'll be there. And mind you, Miles has no idea. Like, her roommate has no idea. And so she says all this, and she gets off the phone, and she immediately goes and spills her guilty little guts, and she's like, I just told him that we're gonna go to the wedding together. And Miles is like, oh my god, that's awesome, what was his reaction like? So he's in on it, he wants to do it. So now they're like posting fake dating on social media to make them jealous. Anyway, I'm loving it, it's very cute. We're having a very cozy Tuesday. Oh, you're so cute, you're so cute. She literally, like, she knows I'm recording. She does this thing. Oh yeah, by the way, we're in bed reading funny story. Okay. She does this thing where when I put my legs out, she lays in between them like a hot dog. We call it hot dogging. But she lays in between them like a hot dog and stretches out. Oh. The washer is uneven. Relaxing and getting some reading in before dinner, huh, Alice? Okay, I'm at the halfway point and I love it. I am like giggling and just having a good time like all around. I forgot how much I love Emily Henry's like banter. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, I read her books and it's like, they're not cringy. Like, there's cringe moments, but they're not just like so full of cringe that you can't have fun. And the banter is always so good. And she knows how to build the tension. Do you know what I mean? Like, she knows how to dangle a carrot in front of the reader and then take it away, but like keep you reading, you know? So good, so good. I'm halfway through, almost halfway roughly. so I'm gonna keep reading, but I'm loving this, and it's definitely like pulling me out of the reading slump that the last one put me in, so I'm grateful. I finished it, you guys. I finished it. I just finished it. I actually, well, I almost finished it on my break at work because it's just that good, and I had a couple chapters left, and I just finished it. 5 out of 5. I loved every second of this book. There's only one book from Emily Henry that I didn't like as much, and I think it was Beach Read, but this one hit it out of the park. I loved this book. There's not one thing in this book that I was like, I didn't really like it, didn't really vibe with it. I vibed with all of it. Every second of it. Oh, it's just so good. I'm like on a high from reading this book. Wow. I don't want to tell you too much because I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to get into it because you need to go read it. I liked it. Okay, I really liked it. 5 out of 5. Anyways. Oh my god. Okay, I just really like these characters. I loved Miles. I loved Daphne. I loved that she was a children's librarian. I love the way she wrote his character. They just fit so well together, but like you don't think that they would, but they do. It just worked out. It just works so well, okay? And even like Emily Henry's big on like the third act, like miscommunication, misunderstanding, breakup, pull apart kind of moment, and then come back together. And I always love the way she does it, and this was no different. It was so good. I liked it. I don't know if there's any other books that I haven't read from her, but this was the last one on my shelf that was an Emily Henry book that I hadn't read, so, but yeah. That's the last one for this video. If you guys like my reading vlogs, let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm planning on doing more of these because they're fun. And if you're here for the crochet, I am not crocheting at the moment because I need to give my hands a break for medical reasons, so hopefully you'll stick around while we do some reading and maybe even some week in my life vlogging, because I think that's what I'm gonna do next. So if that sounds fun, subscribe and stick around, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.